Hello, and welcome to Quarter Life Crisis. That's cry as in and sis as in hey sis. And I am your host, Ayomide. Welcome to this episode. Before we continue with the podcast, as usual, let's come in and settle in here together. So whatever you're doing, put it down for a sec and let's take in a deep breath in and a deep breath out together. So in, out. That's necessary. I think even for me, every time we do that, it reminds me to really get into podcast mode and to really just settle in. I'm coming to you guys from Portugal. Ow. I'm in Lisbon right now and I've been here for the past, what's today? Today's the 17th, so I've been here for the past 3 days really, yeah. And it's been fun. It's been good. And also I do want to say that again, the sound might be different because I'm in a makeshift studio, so there might be loads of background noise. I do want to apologize for that, but we are making do with what we've got, and I want to stay consistent as I can, so that's why we are here. And that's why I'm still recording regardless of what the sound is, and I hope that you bear with me and you find a way to tune out the distractions and listen to the soft, sultry sexiness of my voice. So, seeing as I'm on holiday, I thought it would be apt to talk about resting and relaxation. And so I think everyone probably knows the term R&R. And I was like, wait, I know the term and I know how people use it, but do I actually know what it stands for? I know that one of the R's is for rest, right? So I was like, okay, but what does the other one stand for? Because in my head it's rest and relaxation. But I looked it up and it's actually rest and recuperation. And the reason for that is because R&R is actually a military term. And it was used for people in the military or UN execs, is that what they're called? Or UN representatives, whenever they were off duty, do it their free time was for R&R, rest and recuperation. And so with that said, also, I decided to fully look at the definitions of those words. So my R&R is rest and recuperation. I don't care what anyone else says. Oh, also, I found one definition that said that it was rest and recreation, which is also kind of nice. So I wanted to look at the definitions of the word rest, relax, and recuperation. Okay, so the Oxford Dictionary defines rest as cease work or movement in order to relax, sleep, or recover strength. And the word rest, the first definition of it is as a verb, so which means rest is a doing word, right? So rest is something you do, which is funny because sometimes you see rest as not doing anything. So it's a doing word that involves not doing. And then the definition for recuperation is recovery from illness or exertion. And another definition for that for recuperation is the recovery or regaining of something lost or taken. And recuperation is looked at as a noun, which I think is interesting. So it's you do, and then you I don't know why I'm trying to go into grammar, but I just think it's interesting that recuperation is a noun, whereas rest is a doing word, is a verb. And then the definition for relax is to make or become less tense or anxious. And that was also, no, that's a verb, isn't it? Yeah, so relax is a verb. And so my R&R stands for rest and relaxation, yeah? Because there are things that I am inactively doing. Rest and relaxation, verbs. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you think you're good at that? Are you good at resting? Are you good at relaxing? Are you good at becoming less tense or anxious? Are you good at ceasing work or movement in order to relax, sleep, or recover strength? Because I don't know that I'm the best at it. We live in a world that's go, 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 do, produce, now. So when all of that stops, it's kind of hard. You're wait, this feels wrong, And I was so scared coming here that I would fail to truly rest and relax, and that I would I would return home just as pent up, just as rigid and tense as I was when I left. And I think that's also part of the problem though, because, I get so anxious that I'm not going to be able to do that it's counterintuitive, as we know, one of the definitions of relax is to make less anxious, to remove that anxiety. And I think it's just because I've gotten so used to planning and being a creative who also has a non-creative job, or who's balancing work and being a creative at the same time. So a lot of the times when I see my days, I look at the time, I look at, okay, I'm at work for this long. What can I do before and after so that I make sure I'm also producing for myself as well as for somebody else? Do you know what I mean? And so when I'm on holiday, it's hard to get out of that mode of looking at the time and being like, oh, it's almost 4. And what have I done? I have woken up. That's the only thing I've done. Oh, have I used the time wisely? And even sometimes, let's say it is, 5 p.m. or something. And I'm like, okay, do you feel like you've rested enough? I'm like, no. Because for me, resting sometimes, often, for me, resting is synonymous with being present. And if sometimes I feel like I haven't been present enough, I'm like, I haven't fully rested. My brain has been on and rambling and going all over the place. And so I haven't rested. And then I get annoyed that I haven't rested. And then then I get anxious about it. And then I don't rest and I don't relax. It's a never ending cycle. And it's that's not what you want to be doing. And to be honest, there isn't necessarily really a point to this. It's just that it can be so hard to turn off and really allow yourself to rest without guilt, because resting but still feeling that you should be doing stuff or thinking about the things that you could be doing is not resting. Your brain is still on, But I'm literally in Portugal. I'm literally in Lisbon. The sun is shining. The scenery is beautiful. The scenes are amazing. The food is yummy. And so I'm doing my best to let go of things. But at the same time, I do have some projects that are pending and I do kind of need to work on before I get back. But I'm figuring out how to do that and how to, balance that, especially because the projects that I have to work on, they're projects that I get to work on and they're things that I like and enjoy, I'm not doing any work that I don't want to do, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so many things are happening and it's exciting, but it's also, I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to think about the logistics of the things that I need to do. Man. But I'm going to figure it out. And I do want to say, because I can literally hear it, it's really annoying me. This microphone is really good, but what that means is it picks up everything and I can hear all my mouth noises. I'll come back to you guys and let you know if I feel like I've been truly resting. I mean, I can let you guys know what I've done so far. I've been to this park, I can't remember the name, Edward VI. It's this park with a really nice view and a maze. It's really cool. I've had some really good ice cream, gelato, however you say it. I promise I'll get the pronunciation right at some point. I watched Kinds of Kindness, which was so weird and discombobulating, but really enjoyable. I've had mixed reviews from other people. One of my friends said it was dead before I even saw it, and that made me nervous because I was like, shit, am I going to be bored for 3 hours? But I wasn't. I was entertained, on the edge of my seat, confused, discombobulated, amused. It was really good, actually. I would give it a solid 7.5, maybe an 8, maybe, but 7.5. I'm trying not to apologize, but by saying I'm trying not to apologize, it's kind of but this really is a rant. But yes, R&R, rest and relaxation. It's been 3 days. I think I've gotten some. I've been having fun as well, because I think rest can come in different ways. I remember reading something about how we need different types of rest. So you need physical rest, mental rest, sensory rest, creative rest, emotional rest, social rest, and spiritual rest or spirituality. And I was just thinking about how does one get spiritual rest and what does that mean? But let's see. Dalton Smith defines spiritual rest as the capacity to experience God in all things and recline in the knowledge of the holy, or connecting with something greater. It involves activities that connect us with something greater than ourselves. That's interesting. Okay. I think one of the ways in which I get spiritual rest is through yoga or through prayer or like being present. I feel like whenever I'm present, I'm like, yes. Hi God, sup universe, how you doing? We in flow, we talking. Yeah, I hear you. It's like that. Social rest is about pursuing energizing, positive and supportive social connections or perhaps taking a break from socializing altogether. I think I'm quite good at that. As an introvert, I think I'm quite good at that. Although sometimes what I do that maybe I shouldn't do is like I'll pack on my social events. They'll be back to back to back to back. Then I'll be like, okay, see ya for like a week or two, sometimes even a month. But I think I'm good at that, especially like because as it says, like the social rest can actually be about pursuing energizing, positive and supportive social connections. And I know that I feel a reset in my body whenever I'm around friends and good people. And I definitely think that's happened, especially my second day here. I really felt it. It was good. Emotional rest means allowing yourself to feel and express your emotions in a healthy way. Yeah, we're working on that one. I think sometimes because I have so many emotions, so many feelings, hashtag Pisces, I don't always validate them. I think mostly because I'm scared that other people aren't going to validate them or that like I'm going to be rejected in some way. And so I try to like be like, oh, I know that this might be unreasonable, this might be irrational, but so I think emotional rest is good. And like, and when obviously it says like expressing them in a healthy way, sometimes I think my healthy way usually is through journaling or writing or singing. Then we have creative rest. Creative rest is one of these types of rest and involves taking a break from the creative process. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I thought that creative rest might be literally doing something creative, but it's like literally taking a break from the creative process, which makes sense because it can be tiring. And I remember finding out or knowing for a long time that like being bored is crucial to creativity and creative rest. So like we live in a world obviously where we want to be entertained at all times. Like if someone, for example, if I'm having a conversation with someone or we're having a dinner and a lunch and they go and then come back or like they go to the toilet, why am I going to pick up my phone? You know, sometimes I have to remind myself, I'm like, leave the phone, just stare into space, be bored and have nothing to do, you know? And I think that can come into creative rest. We have sensory rest. It's a state of reduced or minimal sensory stimulation that allows the body to recover from the constant bombardment of sensory information. Yeah, that one makes sense. I think that could be had through like sleep, being in a quiet room. Because I remember the other day I was feeling it was yesterday. I was feeling overstimulated and I needed to get out. I needed quiet. Mental rest is a state of relaxation and mental calmness that allows the mind to unwind and recover from mental exertion. I struggle with mental rest so bad. My brain is like at go all the time. And I think it's partially my fault because I haven't been meditating. But even sometimes when I meditate, it's so hard. Like I can't get my thoughts to shut up. And I think when I get really close to my period also, my thoughts are incessant and sometimes not very nice. But again, we're working on it. Everything is a work in progress. And then physical rest, which is probably the one that everyone is the most familiar with. So all humans naturally move through a 24-hour week, a 24-hour sleep/wake cycle, and the body signals its need for physical rest with feelings of lethargy. Yeah. So those are the 7 types of rest that we need. I'm going to be working on incorporating that into this holiday and then obviously throughout life in general. But yeah, I guess that's my task/non-task. And that's what I've got for this episode. It was a bit random in it, but not. We had a focal point, and it's rest and relaxation. So wherever you are, if you can, join me on my R&R, even if it's for an hour or two, you know, even if it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whether it's literally staring into space for 5 minutes. See how I made the time shorter and shorter. But I hope that we are all able to find moments of rest and relaxation and recuperation if that's what you need. And thank you for listening to Quarter Life Crisis. You know where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram at IamMid_night and on TikTok at IamMidnight with a K, no underscore, and on YouTube. Although if you're listening to this on YouTube, you already found me. Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a really good week. And I hope you'll stay a while and then meet your ears again next week. Bye.